Good morning, Justin here again from Brickright. It's the day of doing flow pointing on my own. Let's show you exactly what I got to do. Here's the job of the day then. So I've got to flow point all this. Never done it on my own before. We always have one mix in and then the boys help me spread it all around and around about the 40 square metre mark. I got to do those steps there, and I've also got to do these steps here as well. So he freezes off, he got a kidney infection, and I promised Dayton he could go down the caravan with his girlfriend, so I've kind of dumped myself in it. Right, let's show you the tools you're going to need to do the job. So a good jet wash and a hose pipe, a gorilla tub, that's for mixing your flow point in. Then we've got on the floor there a gauging trowel, that's just to scrape around the edges of the bucket when you're mixing. A decent paddle mixer or some kind of mixer. You can use the ones on the end of a drill, you don't have to have a paddle mixer. Then we got a neoprene squeegee, and then the little one on the floor is a hand squeegee. That's just to do the little bits that I can't reach, so I find that comes in very useful. An extension lead, soft brush, has to be a soft bristle brush, do not use a hard one because you'll brush your joints. That's soft brush. The actual product, now Flowpoint comes in, you can either get it in a grey or you can get it in a charcoal, and then secondary to that you can get it in the standard stuff which has got like bits in it, or you can get a smooth product. I tend to order the smooth product in because it's just, for me, I just think it's a better all-round product. So have a little look at that. And then very important, so I don't get bored stupid, a radio. And then I suppose you could get that in because I'm going to be here all day, and yeah, that kind of sorts out your ones and twos. So there we are, happy days. That's your tool set. Let's get mixing and get on with it. Before mixing, I came out yesterday and I jet washed all this patio. So what I was trying to do was I was just trying to get all the gunk from laying off the top of it, because it does build up a little bit of crap on top even though you're sponging down when you're laying. So I jet washed the whole thing. I jet washed all the joints. All the joints are deep, they're clean, there's no leaves in them, there's nothing in them, it's all perfectly clean. You can either use a jet wash to do it, or if you're lucky, you can use like a leaf blower to blow all the dust out and leaves and stuff like that, but get it clean first. So you need 4.25 litres of water per full bag of Flowpoint. I've been doing this a long time now, so I suggest you get yourself a measuring jug, measure it all out, put the 4.25 litres into your gorilla tub, and then you know, just put half a bag in, mix that, and then put the other half a bag in and mix that. But I'm jugless because I know the consistencies I need, so I'm happy to do that. But I suggest you get yourself a mixing jug. So before you mix, you can see there is a little bit of settling water from the rain last night on the patio. But what I want is like a gentle, a slight haze of mist over the top of the patio, because what I don't want my flow point to do, I don't want my flow point to start sticking and setting to the very dry porcelain. So just going to dance a little haze over the top of it. Don't soak it, because what that'll do is it'll dilute your mix. When you start brushing it into the joints or squeegeing it into the joint, it'll start diluting your mix with more water. So please don't go soaking it. Another tip for you that I found out doing flow pointing, so we've got cedar up against this house now, and we've got obviously the bifolding doors. You could have brickwork or render, you know, it doesn't matter what material you've got. What I do is I always wet the bottom of whatever we're working up to, simply because when the flow point touches a dry product, it sets even quicker. So if I wasn't to wet that cedar, then what would happen is when I'm squeegeing, and if I do get a bit of splash or anything on there, it's going to be very difficult for me to get it off. Likewise with brickwork or render. So top tip, just wet the perimeter edges up around about 500-600 mil, and it'll get your any splashes, get it off a lot easier. So I've damped that up now. Now it's time to mix. Right, so I've got my water in there now, nice clean water. Got my flow point ready. It's just a matter now of tipping your flow point into the gorilla tub. Use a mask if you want to, but I ain't. Add some more. Don't want to be putting too much of this product in when you're mixing it. Just mix it in bits. And don't forget, all the time you're doing this, it's a rapid set, so you've got to get on with it. Right, so at this point, finish the mixing. Just get your gauging trowel and get round to the bottom and see if there's anything stuck. Because quite often there's some stuff stuck up to the side. So get that out. Now the consistency is still a little bit wet, so we need to add some water there. But like you guys, you're going to be gauging it with water, with a jug. Right, you can see there's no lumps in there now. Let's just check my consistency. Yeah, so that's pretty good now. That's a nice slurry. Next job, very quickly, clean your tools. Let me just show you this really quickly, because I've got the Flowpoint mixed, right? This is what keeps happening with this bloody jet wash from Karcher. Where's the end of it? I'm doing Flowpoint, and that keeps on popping off. Do I need that? No, I bloody well don't. Karcher, make that better. Right, I can start tipping this in the joints now. So I think, like concrete, and I always crap myself. You need to crap yourself doing this, because you've got to be on your A game, so I've got to get on with it. That jet washer, that's happened to me a fair few times. There should be a modification on it, because this, when you're flow pointing, you want to get to your tools and you want them to work, and when that's blowing off like that all the time, it's might end up in that toilet now, because yeah, shitting myself a little bit. But do you know what? Whew, let's get on with it. It's a little like Steve Irwin, don't I? Comes in handy, this. You can see what I'm doing. Put this in 45-degree angles. When you do it, you want to be pulling across your joints 45 to get it in. Make sure it's full. Take the excess off and whacking you on a hyperspace. I've got it all into the joints. It is 24 degrees today, so be careful with Flowpoint. The hotter the temperature, the quicker it's going to set. If you're using it in winter, you can wait 2 hours sometimes for it to set if it's really cold, like 5 degrees. So the brush, I'm not sure whether the other lads use the brush. I tend to use the brush because it just emulsifies the product on top, and I'm not pressing down, I'm just using the weight of the brush. So do that in 45 degrees and it just stops the product sticking in clumps of the squeegee you can't quite get hold of. So what I'm doing now, I'm just waiting for the joint to set, and at that right time, it's got to be the right time, which I'll show you, you can start jet washing this off, which sounds a bit mad, but yeah, that's what we do, we jet wash it off. So come back to you when it's ready. So what I'm looking for is this joint now, right? When I press that, obviously you can't feel this because you're not here, obviously. But when I'm pressing it, it's got a slight, I can still feel my finger going down in it. I'm pressing the joint. What I'm waiting is I'm waiting for that joint to be completely firm. When my finger can't press anything and the joint's completely and utterly firm, what I can do is I can start jet washing off. But in the meantime, 24, 25 degrees, I just keep dancing a slight haze across the top of the paving, and I just keep moving my brush ever so gently across the top, and it just stops the flow point sticking to the porcelain. So I'm just playing a waiting game now, and the temptation is to rush it and start jet washing off, but you'll pull all the joint out of it. So it's got to be done at exactly the right time, and that is really, really important, because if you don't do that, you're going to cock it up. So come back to you when it's ready. It's almost there. Right, let's check it again. What you don't want, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, see that bit there, it's a different color, that's wet, and that grout there is starting to dry out. So if your grout, your flow point is starting to do that on your patio, be very, very careful, because if it starts to do that, you won't, well, you will get it off, but you might not, and it'll be a bloody disaster for you. So I got to be quick here, because it's all starting to dry. You can see the sun, you can actually see it happening as we speak. The sun is just drawing the moisture out of it. So, you know, look, Let's get back to this little bit here. So I'm poking that. That's pretty firm now, and that's what you want. My finger is not getting lost down in there. I can't feel any squidgy bits. It's firm to the touch. So now we can start jet washing off. But when you jet wash, don't put it on the hardest jet wash, like the most severe one. Go for a medium and then work your way up if you need to add more, because you don't want to be brushing the joint now. And don't go down vertical. Do it at like a 45-degree angle, and you've got to have a sump, like an area. For me now, no man's land. I'm just washing it all off down in there. If you haven't got anywhere to wash it off, then obviously you might not be able to do this, use this product. Likewise, be very careful about filling drains and stuff like that, if you've got any eco drains or gullies or anything. So be careful. You need a sump, an area to wash it off to. Now you can see now that I've left it for the right time, because there's no product stuck on the slabs. Have we had product stuck on the slabs before? Yeah, damn right we have. I think if you work in this kinds of temperatures and you leave it a little bit too late, which we have, it does start sticking to the slabs, and then we've had a bit of a squeaky bum time, and you need that portaloo again because you shit yourself because you're worried about getting it off. So yeah, I think if you go to these guidelines that I'm giving you, then you should be absolutely fine. And I'm doing this on my own, so no reason why you can't. You see that area right by here, what I said was drying out? So that's what happens when it starts drying out. Right, I got the gist of it off. I won't bore you. I'll turn the camera off, wash it all off, show you what it's like when it's finished. Final wash down now. Everything's set, everything looks good. So the trick is, do not get this. I'm on high voltage now with this. It's on the highest power. So I need to stand back a little bit. I'm just trying to get all the grit and all the excess residue off the top of it. So this is how we do that. I just take it way back over to you. Just do it like that. Just take your time. So there we have it. That trick worked. Well, I just dampened the cedar and that, it came straight off there. If it was dry, it wouldn't have. So yeah, it's looking really, really nice, that is though. Really pleased with that. And there's the joint. I'll give you a close up. That's what the actual joint looks like. So that's done. Now I got that to do. I got that to do. And I got that to do. Now with the edges, as you can see, right, the edges, they haven't been filled in because all that slurry just came and went straight out there onto the floor. So if you stay tuned, I'll show you a little trick I've got of how to do the edges a little bit later on. Just wanted to show you this, right? This is a sample that I was showing our nice customers. So this is the Fugape Flexi CH grout. I didn't mix it properly. It was just to get the colour and put it into the joint to show the customer. But this is what we're using today. This is the FlowPoint. And as you can see, I've put both products in. And the good thing about these, especially with the slurry grout, because it's very liquefied, is it's filling up the whole joint. There we are, look. You can see it's actually spilled out onto the back of the slab. So when you're filling your joints up with what the product we're using today, it's actually filling the whole entirety of the joint up, which in my book is really, really good. So if you're doing yours, do what I'm doing now. I've done that a little bit. I've done just under halfway. I've done it, cleaned all the tools. I haven't showed you that. It's in the background, that is. All the tools are clean now, ready for the next bit of flow pointing. Take time out, have a little drink, read a book, do whatever you want. Go and use the portaloo. Chill, and then get back and do the next bit. So yeah, it's all about doing this on your own, is doing it in doing it as a pace that suits you. So I'm having 5 minutes. Right, since I sat down, I've come back and the sun's come out and it's got even hotter, so we're going to have to be really careful now. So what I'm going to do, you've got the gist of it, I'm going to set you up on a time-lapse. I'm not going to show you any mixing, I'm just going to set you up on a time-lapse of me sticking it in, jet washing it off, and then I'll come back to you at the end. And don't forget, stay tuned because I'll show you a little trick about getting these edges in as well, and a few more points along the way. Oh, you can't come in here. Get out. Give a man a little bit of bloody privacy. Dear good God alive. Right, let's show you this. I got to be quick here because even I'm getting caught out with this. So this mix now, look, as you can see, it's starting to get stiff and it'll go stiff really quick. So less chat, more work. I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to get my hand underneath with a glove on and I'm going to push that into there. And what that'll do is, because it's more firm, it'll stay in the joint. So I'm going to go all the way around and do that, and trust me, look, you can already see without me putting my hand on there that that's staying in the joint, look. So that's what I'm going to do. I can't show you too much because, like I say, it's set in and I got to get on with it. Phew, trust me, you didn't see that, but that was one hell of a workout because the stuff's going off. It's actually gone off in the bucket. It's rock solid. So, oh, God, that was hard work. Anyway, so what I do, I put it in the joint with the pointing trowel like you saw. Sorry, I was rushing a bit quick so I couldn't show you. But put it in there with a jointing bar. Stick your finger underneath so it holds in the joint. And then what you do then, you just do that all the way along. So I went all the way up there, all the way around here. And I've done all the steps, barring those steps over there, the ends as well. And then what you do then is you come back and you get your glove. You wet it with a bit of water, with a jet wash. Just that haze on top again. And then with your glove, you just wash it all off and get all the residue off. And what you're doing with your glove and the feel, you're shaping the joint on the front and underneath. And then you leave it, you move on to the next one, you do all those, and then when you've eventually done that, you just jet wash it all off, the same as before. So that's that one, look. And they're all the same. They're all full up now, even though they're overhanging quite a lot, they're still full. So there we are, top tip for you. I just got the steps to do now, so let me have a break and a calm down, and I'll show you how to do the steps. I'm going to use this bad boy, so I'm going to get on with it because it's really sunny, so no chatting, more working. It's already going off, so dump your flow point on there. So whack that in, you can see it's going off because it's so hot. That's what I'm saying, you use Flowpoint in hot conditions, it's going to go off quicker than what it would in colder conditions. So be careful, it's a bit warm to be doing this now. And then this little mini squeegee. Bottom step now. Hey, yeah, look at that now, look. That is setting now, look. Say hello to YouTube world, Mr. Scott.
Hi, what Justin's doing at the moment on a day like this is a proper tough job. Really battling it. So, right, I'm gonna get out the way and let him crack on because this is proper stressful. This is one people probably don't appreciate the grouting process. Because if this goes off too quick and it dries, you've got all that liquid cement then on the tiles and you've got to try and get it off. I appreciate what he's doing at the moment because this is stress on. You get that itch right in the corner and you can't get at it. My brain was going
his leg's fine. He's just got that on just so we don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
Right, I'm pleased to say the steps are finished. So let me show you the rest of it as well. So there we are, job done. So you can do flow pointing on your own. It is a bit of a chore. Be very, very careful about what the weather is when you're doing it, because the hotter it is, the more difficult it is, the more rushing around you're going to be doing. But if you do it in little bits and pieces, yeah, I've worked hard, but yeah, you can do it on your own. So there we are. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.